All new on the WHAS11 night team. The bomb squad and federal agents have been at a home in Highview for a few days. Tomorrow, a major news conference involving the mayor about that home and the investigation. Also new tonight.
He was following after that high school kid that ran in the house quickly, thankfully, because he went into their garage and came out. We saw that happen.
Neighbors in Oldham County witness a man driving wildly through their streets, then crashing into the elementary school and running right inside. Plus, there's been an arrest. And here tonight, the Oldham County School District is calling it shocking. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Prophet. New on the WHAS 11 night team, we are hearing from an eyewitness to the reckless driver who ended up crashing into Goshen Elementary School over the weekend. WHAS 11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Emma Gefter talked to that neighbor who says it started in their Hillcrest neighborhood first.
It all started in this quiet neighborhood of Hillcrest in Oldham County. Saturday night around 5 p.m., Oldham County police got a call about someone driving a Ford Fusion swerving on the roadway. One neighbor warned the neighborhood on social media about the car swerving and later said the vehicle was at St. John's.
We thought, okay, coast is clear, let's head to the pool. And we headed to the pool, and then here comes the Ford Fusion down our street.
Rebecca Bowen and her husband say they saw Sean Hovkamp of Taylorsville driving the Ford Fusion, and their neighbor's son was running from Hovkamp. Hovkamp followed the kid and ended up running into their neighbor's garage door.
The guy went through the open double garage door, somehow turned around and then busted out the single garage door.
Hovkamp fled the home after damaging the garage door, but it wasn't over yet. Police received multiple calls of Hovkamp now stopped on Farmview Court. Neighbors say he put a lot of people in danger.
He was like yelling things at the little girls, which they're still scared today, right? That like the bad man that came to their house, they're scared to ride their bikes.
Bowen was there when Oldham County police attempted to arrest Hovkamp for the first time at 6:35.
Police show up and try to get him out of the car. He reaches back down to the grass where the guys had told him to throw down his keys, grabbed his keys, get in the car, and then he flies through the grass onto Ridgemore Drive and heads out to 42.
And this all happened under an hour. Police were able to find Sean Hovkamp here at Goshen Elementary, where he crashed his car at this door.
Summers are pretty quiet around here, so for something like this to happen, especially on a Saturday night, yeah, it was definitely shocking.
Lori Webb, communications director for Oldham County Schools, sent a letter out to parents and staff about the incident, informing them about repairs to the back door.
It could have been a lot worse. Obviously, we're very thankful this didn't happen during school.
Webb is thankful no one was hurt and is praising Oldham County Police for their hard work. In Oldham County, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Well, Sean Hovkamp tonight is facing several charges, including wanton endangerment and reckless driving. Wearing hazmat suits on Friday, controlled detonations, confiscated explosive devices. The Metro Police Bomb Squad and federal agents have been at a home in Highview, southern Jefferson County, since last week. Tomorrow, the mayor of Louisville gets involved. A major news conference with Craig Greenberg, the chief of police and the head of Louisville Metro Emergency Services. It's being called a public safety announcement on the hazardous materials found inside that home on Applegate Lane. The resident, 53-year-old Mark Heibel, was arrested and charged with wanton endangerment last week. His bond is at $20,000. Follow WHAS11.com for updates on this developing story throughout the day. The suspended head football coach at Louisville's Manual High School has turned himself into police. Donnie Stoner is charged with sex abuse, rape, and sodomy. LMPD spokesperson saying other charges could be pending. In court documents, investigators say between May 30th and July 13th, 2023, Stoner allegedly sexually abused a 17-year-old student. Investigators say the incidents happened at the school and at Stoner's home. Stoner, who was suspended as Manual's coach 2 weeks ago, has pleaded not guilty. His attorney, Rob Eggert, told us he's confident his client will be vindicated in court. Also in court today, a former Christian Academy of Louisville basketball coach pleading not guilty to charges of sexual abuse. That's Clarence Moore. He's accused of sexual misconduct with a 17-year-old girl that he was giving private basketball lessons. Moore once worked for Christian Academy and is the owner of the Basketball Legacy Training Academy. His attorney told us today that Moore has been working with police throughout the investigation.
He's been cooperative throughout this case, and we look forward to asserting his defenses This is something that he is looking forward to presenting his side of the story when it's his time.
Moore is facing charges in Oldham and Jefferson County. He is currently in Metro Corrections on a bond of $50,000. All new here tonight, an 18-year-old is facing charges after officers say he fought them while responding to a large fight at the Louisville skate park last month. An arrest citation for Robert Perkins says officers were called to the park on June 17th for reports of juveniles with weapons. Perkins was told to leave the park, but police say he was still there a few hours later when officers responded to a fight involving 200 juveniles. Officers say when they tried to do a pat down on him, Perkins refused and started fighting, punching the two police officers. He later ran off. One of the officers had a broken thumb and another had head pain. Perkins is facing several charges, including assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest. Well, one more week. That's how much longer the detour is going to last around the closed Sherman-Minton Bridge. We learned today the reopening date as major repairs will start taking place this week. And today the engineering team announced that they do plan to reopen the Sherman-Minton to traffic right before the rush hour next Monday morning, August 7th. In an update this afternoon, a spokesperson for the renewal project of the bridge said the team has finalized plans for the emergency repair to the approach side, which is on the Kentucky side. That's where they're focused. They're actually focused on a bridge bearing that supports the upper deck of that bridge, again on the Louisville side. The team is now waiting on the necessary building materials to arrive from Texas and other states. Those materials are expected to arrive right through Wednesday. New tonight on the WHAS11 night team, a federal appeals court is allowing Kentucky to enforce its ban on gender-affirming care for transgender youth. The Sixth Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals ruled 2-1 to allow the ban while the issue was going through the court system. The same court ruled the same way earlier this month on a similar case in Tennessee, saying issues like transgender care should be left up to legislatures instead of judges. The ACLU, representing several families, has challenged the law, arguing it violates constitutional and parental rights to seek medical treatment for their children. Attorneys for abortion providers in Indiana have filed a last-minute request with the state Supreme Court to rehear a challenge to Indiana's near-total abortion ban. The request comes just hours before the ban is set to take effect tomorrow, following an appellate court ruling just last month. Now, the law does have a few exceptions in Indiana, like in cases of rape or incest, or for lethal fetal anomalies, or to protect the life of the mother. Abortion providers like Dr. Katie McHugh say many doctors are still trying to figure out these guidelines.
Do we have to be close to an emergency surgery? Do we have to just know that this is a health condition that will affect the person for the rest of their lives? Where is the line?
When the court lifted the ban in June, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita said, quote, "We celebrate this day, one long in coming, but morally justified. Thank you to all the warriors who have for this day that have upholds life." Another lawsuit to block the ban on religious freedom is still playing out in the courts in Indiana. Kentucky Commissioner of Education Jason Glass announced today that he's leaving Kentucky, and tomorrow morning he's going to talk about it at a news conference. Glass says he'll take a brand new position as the Associate Vice President of Teaching and Learning at Western Michigan University. His departure is not a huge surprise. In May, he applied for a superintendent position in Baltimore, but did not get the job. At the time, his spokesperson, Tony Collins-Tatman, told WHAS 11 News, quote, "It has been clear to Dr. Glass that the education priorities of the legislature are focused on culture war issues and dismantling the state's public schools." Glass joined the Kentucky Board of Education in 2020. His 4-year contract was scheduled to expire in September of 2024, but his last day now will be September 29th of this year. WHAS 11 News is covering Glass tomorrow and what he says. In just over a week, Jefferson County school students are going to be boarding those buses for the first day of school. It is Wednesday, August 9th. It's been a year of big change, though, for the district, highlighted today by the superintendent, Marty Polio. Perhaps the biggest change, the Choice Zone Plan, which is the first major change to student assignments since 1975 when busing started. Students in West Louisville will be able to attend school closer to their homes if they want to.
We want to make sure we get the students that need the resources the most, that support. And once again, our goal has always been to have all of our families have school choice. For the first time ever, families in West Louisville will have that.
And there are also big changes to the school starting times, which has led to busing changes. We have heard from parents who are frustrated about how the times will impact their bus stops and routes, but Polio says they are necessary to solve the bus driver shortage. He asked families to be patient as they adjust.
What we will be looking for are some individual changes that may need to be made around bus stops, certain buses. We may have to add buses to a school.
There are also new schools in the district. Perry Elementary School next to the YMCA on West Broadway and Echo Trail Middle School near the Parklands are two new buildings opening this year. Another, Hudson Middle, is opening in the former Wheatley Elementary School building in West Louisville. Several schools in our area are heading back to school this week. New Albany Floyd County Schools is up first. The buses will be rolling tomorrow morning.